everyone. I am Dr. Sangeeta Bhattacharya from Bradford College, UK, and it is my pleasure to present our study conducted with my co-authors from Dr. Shruti Chamrashur Institute of Technology in India on the topic Impact of AI-generated content on social media, a case study across domains. In this work, we examine how users respond to such content and what this means for misinformation, trust, and digital literacy across domains such as sports, people-centric media, entertainment, and more. Today's session will walk through a brief introduction and the motivation behind studying such content, the problem we are addressing, existing literature and gaps, our proposed method and experimental setup, results from two case studies, key discussion points and implications, conclusions and directions for future work. Social media today is undergoing a fundamental transformation driven by generative AI. We now see that 65% of organizations actively use AI to produce digital content, and more concerningly, 57% of Internet users worldwide cannot distinguish between real and AI-generated media. AI-driven misinformation spreads up to 4 times faster than verified information and is recognized as a top global risk for 24-25 by the World Economic Forum. On platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, the issue is amplified because users often consume content quickly and engage emotionally, sometimes instantly, without verifying authenticity. This growing interaction of AI, misinformation, and emotional engagement forms the backdrop of our study. Despite the increasing presence of AI-generated videos, we still know very little about how users emotionally react to such content. Our work focuses specifically on AI-flagged YouTube Shorts, a format designed for fast consumption and high engagement. We aim to analyze the common patterns, sentiment, and emotions expressed by users and to identify whether engagement reflects critical awareness or emotional susceptibility. Ultimately, the problem we explore is, are users equipped to recognize, question, or critically evaluate AI-generated content, or do they simply engage emotionally? Our findings reveal important risks as well as opportunities for improving digital literacy. Research so far has highlighted several concerns: issues of misinformation, identity manipulation, transparency, and accountability. Users often misidentify synthetic content, raising concerns around authenticity and trust. Even smaller portions of AI post, approximately 16%, alter user engagement and contribute to misleading content flows. Detection of AI-generated profile images linked to political influence and deceptive online behavior. AIGC tags modify perceptions of credibility, accuracy, and willingness to interact or share. Generative AI can degrade platform experience without adequate transparency or safeguarding. However, a gap remains. Most prior studies examine content quality or misinformation patterns, but very few analyze user-level emotional responses, particularly using fine-grained emotion classification models. Our study addresses this gap. In the proposed method, we adopt a comment-level sentiment analysis approach using two transformer-based NLP models. Model 1 is distilled Robusta, a lighter distilled version of Robusta A. Model 2 is Robusta A-based Cardiff NLP, fine-tuned for Twitter-style emotion recognition. Most models allow us to capture nuanced emotional signals across categories such as optimism, joy, sadness, anger, and surprise. We then compare model outputs to understand consistency and variability in emotion detection. The experimental setup consists of YouTube shorts that are explicitly flagged as AI generated, we present two case studies, one from sports and one from people domain. To enhance classification accuracy, we also employ the Go Emotions dataset consisting of 58,000 credit comments labeled with 28 emotions plus neutral. This dataset provides a strong foundation for training and benchmarking emotional signals in short, informal online comments. Finally, both emotion detection models are run on the pre-processed comments to derive distributions and patterns. Our first video belonging to the sports category has exceptionally high engagement. There are 150 million views with 3.1 million likes and 25,000 comments. Two notable findings emerged. For the model 1, there was neutral as the dominant emotion and followed by sadness and surprise. For model 2 shows optimism and joy as the leading emotions. Sadness is consistently present as a secondary emotion. Across both models, anger remains extremely low, under 8%. This suggests that users respond to sports AI-generated content primarily with positive or reflective emotions, not skepticism or distrust. The implications are important. Users engage with AI-generated content and there is no strong evidence of critical awareness. The presence of sadness hints at vulnerability, perhaps due to nostalgic or empathetic triggers that AI content often leverages. Overall, the emotional activation is high, while critical evaluation is low, creating fertile ground for misinformation to spread unnoticed. The second case study focused on videos featuring people with lower but still significant engagement. 68,000 views with 1,000 likes and 200 comments. Here we observe a different emotional pattern. For model 1, the highest emotion is neutral, followed by sadness and surprise, and then moderately higher compared to the sports video. For model 2, the highest emotion is sadness, joy, and optimism. Anger remains low again. We again see that users emotionally align with the content but really question whether it is AI generated. The second case study reinforces the trend. Users respond with emotion rather than skepticism. Even when content features people, an area more sensitive to potential deepfake manipulation, the comments do not reflect concern, doubt, or verification attempts. This demonstrates a broader societal risk. AI-generated content may shape perceptions, beliefs, and emotional states without users realizing they are being influenced. To summarize our key findings, AI-generated content elicits strong emotional reactions, joy, sadness, optimism, and surprise with very limited critical evaluation. The dominance of neutral and positive emotions combined with low skepticism demonstrates that AI content integrates seamlessly into users' emotional experiences. Anger and distrust, emotions typically associated with misinformation awareness, were rare. This indicates that users may be highly susceptible to manipulation and platforms must take proactive steps to strengthen transparency and literacy. Future work will include expanding analysis across more platforms, conducting multimodal analysis incorporating audio-visual cues beyond text alone, improving NLP models for better contextual understanding of short-form comments, developing user-facing tools that can support digital literacy and help people identify when content may be AI-generated. This direction aims to close the widening gap between AI-generated media and public awareness. Here we acknowledge the major scholarly and institutional references, including work from different media that informed our study and underlined the global urgency of addressing AI-driven misinformation. Thank you for your time and attention. I welcome any questions.